This is Izzy reporting for the Big Show Cosplay channel from the Awesome Shop, which belongs to our dear Erin. Hello, Erin of Ampersand Creations. Ampersand Creations. Her and her husband have been slowly but surely turning their entire basement into a cosplay maker's dream. So, tell me a little bit about your process for how you came to design the way that you have this laid out as it is right now.
Well, a lot of it actually came out of necessity. This is technically an unfinished basement. There's no insulation or framing on the walls. So the shelving we are using we got specifically because we can screw it into the poured concrete walls, and we can move shelves around as we need to, and we don't have to screw each individual shelf in. They're all on tracks. So we've got that literally all over the basement here. Tim's area has he's got his Oreos and set up for his 3D modeling.
Very important. Oreos.
Yes, 3D modeling and sketching and all that stuff. Got my sewing table. I needed that long for my machines. My favorite aspect is actually the cutting table in the middle.
Yes, the cutting table
table
of gloriousness, which is nice and tall.
Yes, it's very tall, which is great because I don't have to hurt my back anymore by doing all of my cutting and pinning and stuff on the ground. Unfortunately, it's not as cat-proof as I would like. I still get the helper cats.
How did you put this cutting table together?
It is 2 IKEA shelves on a piece of plywood with casters with a nice piece of project plywood on the top. It's got the gray thing is
cutting mat?
Is an ironing mat actually. So it's heat proof, and by heat proof I mean heat resistant. And underneath that is actually a large table-sized cutting mat. So that way if we can lift that felt up too. Yeah. So, and the size of the table is somewhat dictated by the size of my cutting surfaces. So
that's fair. So, tell me about some of the awesome organization you've got going on behind you.
Behind me, so all the binders that are on the shelves are all of my patterns. Well, not all of them because some of them are currently still sitting on my table here that I've not put away yet. But I have over 250 at this point, probably closer to 300 patterns. And some of them are my own design, some of them are, most of them are ones purchased from Joann's at the dollar sales. But I needed a way to better organize and catalog them because I was starting to get afraid I'd start buying doubles, which has only happened once. I now have 3 of the Anna patterns from Frozen.
Oh, good.
So, super helpful there. But
and then you've got all these great organizational tubs and
tubs are like shoe-sized tubs are now my favorite thing ever. I can organize individual costumes. I can organize different types of accessories. All of my gloves are in a box. All of my bottles are in a box.
All kinds of notions and handy things back here.
Has been growing consistently forever.
Beading, miscellaneous zippers and hooks. Sparkly. You have an entire drawer marked
sparkly?
I have an
entire drawer of sparkly.
Ooh, so sparkly.
Got my glitter and my shiny appliques and all the little gems and stuff. So.
And most of your other desks and things have also come from IKEA, haven't they?
I think the only thing down here that is not IKEA is actually these clear tubs.
Right. Yeah.
And my storage boxes and my roller drawers, but all the shelving, all the tables, even the clothing rack, and the futon, which is currently buried beneath boxes of fabric that I need to organize and put on the shelves.
Yes, and you've expanded since the last time I've been down here, I think, because...
Yes, I just put up those shelves probably a month ago. I need to go and get a whole bunch of the bolts, the cardboard bolts from Joann's.
Did they just give them to you?
They're free.
Sweet.
So I'm just like, hey, can I just take this entire cart of bolts you have here and then walk out of the store? And they're like, that's cool.
Hey, I'm stealing all of these pieces of cardboard that you clearly aren't
like,
using.
Thank you for cleaning up our trash for us.
And so, you obviously have your sewing table, and you've got your Cricut down here. You had to put your 3D printer upstairs, though, because it was messing with the lights, right?
Yes. Since this house was built in the 1950s, there's actually not really enough power anywhere for the 3D printer. We put it in a room upstairs that we are not in very often because we aren't going to be bothered by the lights flickering when it's on. So, whereas if it was down here, all of the lights were flickering and I was having a seizure.
It's not good. Well, but still, like, it's not good.
Seizure-inducing for certain people who are seizure
And then...
reduced by chaos.
So we can call this sort of like the fabric part of the workshop, whereas you have this sort of awesome little alcove back here of more...
This is an entire room.
I know, it's an entire another room. I'm going to call it your...
This is what we like to call, we haven't made the sign yet, but this is Kaylee's room.
That makes sense. Yeah.
This is where all of our power tools and spray paints, and it's also been dubbed the messy room because we keep all of our paints and sanding stuff and whatchamacallit, resins and all that stuff here.
Tissues,
So,
very important.
Again, these are IKEA tabletops. So we wanted solid wood tabletops so if we get stuff on them, we can sand them down.
Very nice.
So all the shelving on the back wall is also IKEA.
All of it?
All of it.
All the IKEA. So,
The sideboard is not IKEA.
obviously, this sort of awesome shop was a long time coming for you because you've now obviously not lived in places where you could have this much room.
No. Up until about 2 years ago, I lived in apartments. And I have literally no idea how I have lived in apartments.
Right?
So, it's kind of funny, when I moved here in 2008, I came here with a 5x8 trailer containing everything I owned. Okay, not everything I owned, but everything I brought to Colorado. Including my sewing machine and drawing stuff and all this, and my bed and dresser and all that stuff. And now I can't fit this room in a 5x8 trailer.
Just this room.
Just this room. My power tools will not fit
Darn
in a
it.
trailer.
So then, do you have any suggestions for people who are just starting out and really can't afford to make this much space? Like, what's some tricks that you used to use when you had much smaller spaces?
Gosh. So when I first moved here, I moved to Colorado for grad school, but that's also when I discovered cosplay. So great timing on my part. I also lived in literally the smallest space I had ever before. I was renting a room, and so I just had my bedroom, and everything I owned was in my bedroom. And what I had done was to expand my sewing table, or general craft space. First of all, my entire bed became my craft room. These sheets are covered in paint now.
Oh, good.
And there's a few random scissor cuts and stuff in my old sheets. But what I also did for a hard surface, I actually balanced my drawing board between my bed and my dresser. So basically, my suggestion would be to carve out a niche, a spot that you can ideally just dedicate to costuming. You're going to be much happier for it, even if it's just a corner desk somewhere with some crafty storage. IKEA storage solutions are awesome.
And make friends with someone with much larger spaces and more stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. With a small space, you're not going to be able to have all the equipment that I've managed to accumulate over the past 9 years or so. But maker spaces are great for having access to the saws and the drills and the sanders and all that kind of stuff. Or, you know, become my best friend at school.
Now taking applications for Erin's new best friend.
Yes.
I will be conducting the interviews myself.
So yeah, you know, you don't need to have the room for the sander, you just need a friend with a sander.
Exactly. So. And any great money saving tips you have for those trying to, obviously IKEA is a great tool if you're trying to do things
is freaking fantastic.
Affordably.
Also, the like the two weird tables that are in here right now were actually cast-offs from King Soopers.
Ah, yes.
So, fine cast-offs, you know, they didn't want them anymore, so we took them.
Arc thrift stores, I'm sure.
Arc, yeah. You know, if you don't care about matching furniture, you know, find stuff on the street.
It's really in the long run.
Learn to use a power drill and build your own furniture. So
that works.
Our weapons bucket is in a garbage can.
I noticed. It's very fancy.
Yes.
Very high tech.
So
very cool. All right. Well, thanks for taking us on this brief little tour of your awesome shop.
Faux show.
Super appreciates it. This is Inara's closet, you said?
Yep. Inara's closet. This is kind of where all of my done costumes are currently being stored. So, well, not all of them. A lot of them.
A good amount.
Good amount. I've also got some other buckets of costumes in the storage.
Oh, in the back here-ness.
Yeah. The back here-ness. Yeah, so that's all
I see what you mean.
More fabric in those drawers, and then a few more costumes in those buckets back there.
Yes.
So
good stuff.
Super exciting.
And your T-Rex.
And the T-Rex.
Hi, T-Rex.
Behind the rain jacket.
And
one more
bucket
weapons
of props. Do you still have every costume that you've ever made, for the most part?
Very nearly. I have stuff that I have stuff here that I definitely made in high school. So, like, let's see, is it out? Yeah, this I made back in 2003. So, and I won a blue ribbon at the local fair for it.
Aww.
So,
it's very pretty.
Yeah, I like it.
So do you try to hang on to as many things as you can, or just the things that are sort of sentimental to you? Because obviously
right now it's literally everything.
I was gonna say space not an issue for you, but
space is definitely becoming an issue. Like
yes.
There's a couple in there that I want to burn in a fire, but I haven't thrown them away yet.
Oh, is it that you hate them and they're
ugly?
the
worst. I put it together in a day and I regret every decision
I
made on it.
That's fair.
So I was trying to do a girl on fire.
I remember that incident.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So with things like these bags, these garment bags, can you get these like wholesale, like really cheap somewhere? Or
I think I paid $4 or $5 a pop for them on eBay. You know, obviously gotta wait a month to get them, but they come from China and they're pretty nice. So I like these. Like the one that you have right there is actually a wedding gown length.
Because
I have some very long costumes. And this clothing rack we actually hung at a height that is higher than a normal closet.
I was going to say it looks much higher.
Because we wanted to be able to hang these things and not have them
dragging and especially since you had flooding down here too. So
yes. We try to keep everything that is on the ground in plastic. So
yes.
Keyword is try.
Try. It doesn't always work, but it's worth a shot, right?
Keyword is try.
And back to the main awesome shop. Oh, where did you get these guys?
Those are from a company called Dream Duffel, which specializes in dance apparel, or not dance apparel, but dance, I guess, equipment. But it's also where my giant travel duffel bag of awesome
that turns into a clothing rack.
It totally turns into a clothing rack, but that's my con bag.
Right.
My con bag.
All right. I think I'll call this good then.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you very much.
No problem, Izzy.
Oh, look at the wigs.
Wigs.
Oh, they're so
and
nice.
the freaky old wigs.